welcome to a special episode of Real British English. We've got some lovely guests here. It's Simon and Katie. Okay, the reason we're actually doing these episodes for you is because I want you to have a look at some real British people speaking some real British English. So guys, tell me a little bit more about yourself, maybe starting with Simon.
So I'm 18 and I've recently just finished school. I don't really do much. I've got a job at a local shop and I just generally play football. That's about it, really.
Awesome. So what about Katie?
I'm 17. I have also just finished school and I also work in a local shop, but a different one to Simon. And that's about it. I don't do much else.
So where are you guys from in England?
Provisionally I was from Redditch, but we'll say Birmingham because you're more likely to know Birmingham. Katie?
I am from Rushden. I have always been from Rushden.
Okay, so that's Northamptonshire.
Yeah.
So is it like East Anglia region?
Rushden, yes. Birmingham, more central.
Okay. So what accent do you guys speak? Do you know?
I don't think we have one.
We have one, but we don't realise we have one. I think that's a lot of things with a lot of people.
It's a pretty central accent. It's not northern, but it's not southern. It's in the middle.
So when people like speak to you, would they recognise that you're from this kind of area? Like Rushden, Northamptonshire?
I would think that they know we're from the Midlands.
Yeah, I'd say that. I wouldn't say they'd be like, oh, you're definitely from Northamptonshire. Yeah.
What is your favourite food, guys?
Fish and chips.
Aww. What a surprise!
Fish and chips is pretty good. I'll be getting into burgers a bit more. Do like a good cheeseburger. But I think my all-time favourite has always been pepperoni pizza. Can't go wrong.
What would you normally eat for breakfast? Would it be like a full English breakfast or something different?
I normally have a bowl of cereal.
I have toast. Yeah. I've never been into a kind of full English really, particularly. Yeah, if we go out for breakfast it's a bit different though. Then we'll kind of have like...
Everything.
Yeah.
Like full English breakfast?
And
Essentially,
cereal.
yeah.
And toast. And crumpets.
Bagels.
And pancakes and everything.
Yeah, waffles.
Gotta get your money's worth.
So when it comes to English, what do you think non-native speakers in England struggle with mostly?
I wouldn't say a little bit of pronunciation, but I'd also say slang. A lot of people, as we kind of mentioned before, they won't get what you're saying because it's not proper English, so that can be quite hard.
I would say also that there's like one word has like 6 different meanings.
Oh yeah, it does.
And then how do you know which meaning someone is using?
Also, if you're writing something as well, there's so many different tenses, or yeah, there, and there, which still even at our age, people get wrong and older. So there's a lot of things that possibly could go wrong. So don't be scared, guys.
So many people, like especially young people, go to the UK and they complain that they can't find friends and it's difficult for them to socialise. And I know that you guys actually have loads of foreigners in your schools and colleges. What would you say, like what would you advise them if they came to England, like how to socialise maybe, like how to make friends, and maybe you can also give them some language advice?
I would say join like a club. Like for me, obviously I play a lot of sport, but it's obviously easier if you go to like and you play football or something, because then immediately you've got your teammates and then there's your friends. So just kind of putting yourself out there really. I think it's the best way to do it. Just join clubs and just get it so that people kind of almost have to be your friends, essentially.
Okay, what about you, Katie? Any advice?
It's easy to make friends online. Like, if you can find people that are around your area, see if you have any common interests with them, and then go and meet them after that. It's easy to do it that way.
So people would normally, like, if you meet them at these places, they would want to go out with you and like they'll become your friends. Like,
I said,
it's not a
yeah.
problem.
As long as you're kind of like nice, you're not nasty, then it's okay because you'll just make friends anyway, just from being yourself.
What is your favourite place in the UK?
Portsmouth.
Why is that?
Because I like the city. It's a nice little place, and there's lots of stuff to do.
Okay, what about you, Simon?
I really like Cambridge actually, but I just generally really like it. Like, it's a nice city, and it's just got things to do as well. Like, it's not very boring. It's decent.
Okay, so jumping to a different topic, you just used a very interesting word.
Yeah.
Decent. So, as we know, decent actually means appropriate, like if you Google it in a dictionary. So could you give us some examples, like how you can use this word? Because I've been hearing you using it quite a lot.
I kind of use it more of a substitute. It's kind of like good. So it kind of goes into the kind of quality thing a little bit, but kind of takes it out. So for me, I'd be like, oh yeah, that drink, that was decent, you know? Like that's what I would do. So, yeah.
So it was very good.
Yeah,
it wasn't
essentially.
like mediocre, but like
No.
really good.
Yeah, pretty much.
So can you give us any synonyms to the word decent for us to understand it a little better? Maybe ace. Do you use the word ace?
I don't personally, but obviously people do. So ace fits the bill. You could say lit. You could say lit, which basically just means, yeah, that was really good, and you go, oh, that was lit, bro. So that was really good.
But you wouldn't pronounce it like it was lit. You would say like it was lit.
Yeah.
Many people who like come to the UK, they are afraid of like going out and participating because they're afraid of the level of English. Like, would you say that if somebody's English is not good enough, you wouldn't want to talk to them, or you know, anything? It's because you obviously have like friends from abroad, like from Poland and other places.
I think most people kind of learn very quickly, or because they've either done it in school, it's not really that big of an issue. But if it is, it's a little harder, but it's not a big thing, because most people, you can kind of guess. We've got good enough English to kind of know, oh, that's what they're trying to say, essentially. So I wouldn't say it's that bad. Usually the people who come over have like
Better English
Yeah.
than us.
generally, and that's why they sometimes struggle, because we'll use like slang and stuff, whereas they'll know the proper English, and that's where the problem really occurs rather than anything else.
Yeah, well that's why we're actually doing this, that they know how you guys speak. So now I would very much like you guys to teach our viewers some real British vocabulary, maybe like some slang or some expressions which you guys use on an everyday basis.
I usually say if someone's done something very stupid, I'll be like, oh, that was tragic. Like, it kind of means very bad.
Yeah. Well, if you're going for like proper, it's like if something's tragic or it's a tragedy, it's very sad. However, when we use it, it's kind of like, yeah, you messed up a bit there, mate. It's a bit tragic, really.
We have a friend that uses the word chunder a lot, which, as a dictionary term, it would mean to be sick. And she uses it a lot when she sees something she doesn't like. She'll go, oh, it's going to make me chunder. To be sick as in to, like, vomit.
I use sick quite a lot. So usually sick would be like if you're feeling ill or if you're going to vomit. However, this is actually more seen as a good thing. Like, if something's sick, it's like, oh, that's really good. So I go, oh, that sandwich, that was sick. Rather than meaning, I wanted to vomit or I feel ill now.
Okay guys, thanks so much for watching, and thanks a ton to our wonderful guests Simon and Katie.
Thank you for having us.
I'll put the Instagram links down below, so if you want to check them out, feel free to do that. And feel free to ask any questions about today's vocabulary and expressions. Thank you, bye!
Bye!